Hello everyone, Ryan here. So I just saw 50 Shades Freed. That's right, 50 Shades Freed. Of course, the last time I reviewed one of these was I reviewed 50 Shades Darker. I want to say it was sometime last year. And I thought it really sucked. If you want to check out my complete review of that, I'll provide that link down below somewhere. Whatnot. This one, I decided to watch it because I had watched the other two, although I didn't review the first one on my channel because I saw it way before I even considered YouTube to be any kind of viable medium or something like that. But anyway, so on this one, I guess, Anna Steele and Christian Grey, they get married and they go off and have a pretty interesting honeymoon and whatnot, and then of course Christian Grey, he quickly reveals his jealous side, and which I don't know, I think I kind of was expecting, because there's one scene where I want to say they're somewhere in Greece. Possibly, or somewhere in, I don't know, somewhere in Greece, or maybe Spain, and because pretty much every woman on the beach is pretty much topless and or completely naked, and Christian Grey, he doesn't want Anna to do the same thing. He doesn't want her to be topless as well, or even naked. And then, of course, she doesn't, comply with his wishes, and which actually, I feel like, I don't know. Me personally, I feel like in those kinds of scenarios, I feel like, if you're on a beach and plenty of other women are topless or completely naked, and and it's just considered to be the norm, for me personally, I really wouldn't have any problem with it. If I was in a position where like my own wife or girlfriend, or wanted to be topless or even completely naked. I'm saying in those kinds of instances, it's like, hey, you're on a beach where that's accepted, you're in a country where that's accepted, so I figured, why not just, throw caution to the wind, so to speak. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, so for whatever reason, Christian Grey, he wasn't cool with that, and but Anna, she did it anyways. She went topless, and of course, without permission, a quote unquote. I don't know. I think for me that was like pretty much the only scene that I found to be even somewhat remotely interesting. Other than that, the rest of this movie just sucks. Flat outright sucks. For me, that's, I don't know. I was just curious about like how this terrible trilogy would end. And, I mean, I gotta say, it pretty much ended like I expected it to, because they get married, they settle down, and yeah, there's some kind of resistance, obviously, mostly on the part of the husband. So I mean, it doesn't, for me, it didn't seem like anything. It wasn't really anything outlandish or strange or weird. I mean, maybe there was like a couple of weird moments here and there, but I don't know. Ultimately, I feel like pretty much ended the way I expected it to. Not only that, but it pretty much ended the way I'd imagine that most people would expect something like this to end. When you have, anytime you have two characters that marry each other, they settle down and they eventually, they can't help but conform to whatever the norm is, whatever society expects. And, I mean, of course, I'm not necessarily knocking that, but I'm just saying, that happens a lot. So obviously, one should expect that it's going to happen in other aspects of society, I guess, culture, when it comes to movies and literature, other things like that. I don't know, maybe I'm just spitballing here. I will say I found this one to be at least somewhat, not by much, don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying that this is like one of the greatest movies ever made. I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying that. Don't misquote me. Don't, take my words out of context. I'm not saying that. In fact, let me state right now, I do not believe this to be a good movie, or even I do not believe this to be a great movie. I don't even really necessarily believe this to be a movie. But I mean, I guess technically it kind of is, so, I can't get around that, no matter how hard I try. Or may want to try, so. But I do want to say, I did feel like the plot in this one, I guess, or setup, at least seemed to be somewhat, very, I mean, just somewhat, a little more thought out as far as the first two movies are concerned. I mean, when compared to the other two. But even though, that's not me saying, I'm not saying that I like it. And again, I'm not saying that I consider this to be a good movie, or a great movie, or a cool movie, or an awesome movie, or, or whatever. I'm just saying, there were certain scenes that to me came off as a little more well thought out. Not by much, not by very much, but just a little, kind of to me, it kind of came off as maybe the writers they desperately try to inject some kind of realism into this movie. And And it's like they tried so hard that a very small percentage of that actually seeped through and made it through into the final script, the final edits, the final scenes or whatnot, whatever you want to call them. But again, still, I'm not saying that because of that. I'm not saying I consider this to be a good movie or a great movie or an awesome movie or a cool movie or it's just me being honest. It's not, I'm not trying to be purposely negative or, it is what it is. I'm not into this kind of stuff. You know what? Still to this day, I have no idea who the people are that actually like these movies, let alone actually like the books that these movies are based on. I don't know. Let me know if you're one of those people that likes this franchise series or whatnot. Let me know. What is it about this that actually makes you like it? Like, is it just the absurdity of it, the fantastical fantasy aspects of it, or I don't. Let me know. I'm just curious about it. I'm just curious about it. Like, I don't know. Maybe, of course I'm open. I'm completely open to the fact that maybe I might be like missing out on something, but I really don't think so. I really don't think I'm missing out on a whole lot. But hey, it's just me. That's my opinion. Obviously, I realize my opinion is not going to apply to everyone. And I'm cool with that. I'm completely aware of that fact that, not everyone is going to have the same opinion when it comes to movies, books, other stuff. That's pretty much what makes this world go around. That and gravity and the earth spinning on its axis and whatnot. And I don't know. As far as performances go, I don't know. I guess they were okay. Definitely not great, but okay. And as far as the rating goes, I guess I would give this a 7 out of 10. Yeah. And that's me, because I had a couple of beers while watching this, in order to try to take the edge off. And unfortunately, it didn't work. And also too, I want to state, just because I had a couple of beers while watching this, and also reviewing this right now, and that doesn't mean that when I sober up, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty much like 99.999999% sure that when I sober up, I'm still not going to like this movie. Just like right now, I don't like it. I don't, again, and I'm not trying to be overtly negative, but it's just how I feel. I can't help but be honest. When I review movies, I believe in being as honest as possible, as humanly possible. And yeah, I do not like this movie. And I do not plan on watching this movie ever again. her, the same goes for the other two. And yeah, but, hey, if you like it, that's cool. That's awesome. Me personally, I don't like it. And I do not see myself liking it, or any of the other movies, or any of the books, anytime in the near future. So that's yes. If you don't like my opinion, you don't agree with my opinion, hey, that's cool. That's great too. We're all entitled to our own opinions, but I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't like it. And at best, me being generous as far as rating goes, I give it a 7 out of 10. At the bare minimum, 6 out of 10. But hey, like I said, me being generous, I give it a 7 out of 10. So that's yeah. I don't know what else to say. So that'll do it for my review of 50 Shades Freed. And I hope there are no more movies left in this franchise. Yeah, I really hope not. I don't think I can withstand anymore. Bah. So yeah, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. As always, next time, don't forget, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.